Yo, man, this is gonna be a video. I'm so frustrated, man. I freaking hate Hollywood. I cannot stand Hollywood, man. I'm tired of how they be treating us, man. They be dogging black people out, especially black men. Dude, they be dogging us the hell out. Right now, I'm watching the show that's on his way to ending, and I saw a scene, well, a couple scenes, and I was like, come on, man, this is some bullshit. It's like, why couldn't this be a brother, man? A heterosexual brother. It's like Hollywood have a problem with heterosexual black men. It's like they have issues with them. This is why it's more important than ever for black people, especially ebony men, to start creating their own content. This is what I'm doing. I'm trying to make my own stuff. I'm inspired to make my own content, but we're gonna have to do this because Hollywood is not gonna give us just dues. They're not gonna give us our just dues. I'm sorry, because even when Hollywood bees inclusive or so-called diverse, it's really not diversity. It's just passive aggressive racism. They'll just include us in just so they can say, oh, diversity. But at the end of the day, it's not really diversity. Especially on these little movies and these TV shows, they'll put a black character on there and that's it. They'll just have a one-dimensional character. The character is not really that important to the show. It's not three-dimensional. The character doesn't get developed. The character just there just to be there, or just there just to be an extra, just to help the other characters out, just in case they need to go through some type of obstacle, like dealing with protagonists. No, antagonists. Sorry. And I actually talked about this in previous videos that I made, calling out TV shows, the black misandry in TV show. One of these TV shows, all the brothers got killed off in the show. All the heterosexual brothers. There's only one brother on the show, and he gay. And then even his character got really screwed over because they're not really doing anything with his character. He's just on there just to be an extra. He's just on there for an extra. Just in case, the other characters need help fighting against the antagonist. He just a guy that's an extra. And gay, just to say diversity. And these is one of my favorite shows. And I'm so disappointed, man. This is bullshit. Like, I can give so many examples, like Smallville, Sam Jones III, he played the character Pete Ross. His character was so his character was so marginalized. It was like he was just there just to be there. Just to say, oh, we're diverse because we got a black character on here. And you got Wally West from The Flash. They introduced him. They was developing him. And as soon as he got his power, it just went downhill. He just started getting marginalized. Like, he couldn't even hold his own without getting saved and bailed out by Barry. And then they took his girl away from him, canned his relationship, and then they couldn't even do anything with him. It's like they didn't know what to do with Wally West's character, so they put him on Legends of Tomorrow, and they still couldn't do anything with his character. So his character is a complete joke, just like Firestorm, aka Jax Jefferson. They railroaded this guy's character. His character was so good during season 1 of Legends of Tomorrow. And then after season 1, his character just went downhill. He was just there, just to be there. Then they took away his powers, and he just left the team. And this is one of the best decisions they don't make, the writers, because I'm like, dude, either kill this guy off or write him off the show. They wasn't really developing his character. He wasn't as important as he was in season 1. And they had Dr. Stein, they had him get all the character development. Look, it was just completely rubbish. And then I remember when they brought him back, when Wally West was on the team, and they didn't even do anything with his character. Who else? Don't get me started on James, played by brother Mekhi Brooks. I'm so glad he left that show, man, because it didn't even make any sense on how they was treating his character. No, his character was at his best at season 1 because it was in Canada. As soon as they moved it from CBS to the CW, the show went downhill. Notice they took all his girls away from it, all his relationships. Relationships with 3 women, they take those relationships away from that brother. And how they had him get dumped by Cara, that was just embarrassing, man. That left a sour taste in my mouth. I'm not even going to front. They sort of low-key try to make up for it by having him be Guardian, but they dropped the ball with that. He was struggling just to take down common criminals. And I remember in the crossover, he got killed the first 5 minutes of the crossover. You can't make this up, man. They just wrote him off the show, man. Because in season 3, I tried to give it a chance, but I said, nah, man, forget all this noise. I quit after the first episode, man, because I did not like how they kept emasculating the guy. Martian Manhunter, I call him Martian Nerf Hunter. He's useless. He can't do nothing on his own without getting saved by Supergirl. Chuck Clayton, I heard in the comments, he was supposed to be a solid dude, man. Good-hearted dude and an artist. But in the show, on Riverdale, they Bill Cosby this dude the first 2-3 episodes. They try to make him to this sexual predator. Getting with these women, then lying on his tallywagger, talking about he giving them maple syrups or something like that. Sticky maples. / slut shaming, ruining these chicks' life. They just made him to like some sexual predator. And then I noticed that every scene he was in, he was always the bad guy of the situation. Like, they made his character into a freaking asshole. I'm glad he left that show, man. The actor who played Chuck Clayton. And by the way, the Black Lightning is pretty good without all that black misandry. You take away all that black misandry, this show would be pretty real good. It'd be better than The Flash, if you ask me. I think it's already up there with The Flash. Because the actor who played Chuck Clayton, he's playing Painkiller on Black Lightning. And he's doing a very good job. He's a good actor, man. He should be on the movie. I think his name is Jordan Calloway. But he's a pretty good actor, man. Heavily underrated. And then they replaced Chuck Clayton's character with another character named Moreau. Then his nickname is Mad Dog or something like that. They basically replaced a black predator / asshole with a black brute. The guy's a freaking black brute on the show. Like, you cannot make this up, man. And by the way, the same actor who's playing Mad Dog / Moreau on Riverdale, he's the same actor that played Wales on the 100. And then they murked this character off the first 3-4 episodes. Like, this is some bullshit, man. They killed my boy, what's his name, Shaw? They killed his ass off on 100 too, man. And a lot of that is because the actor wanted to do something that he wanted to go to another show. He saw a better opportunity and he wanted to act on it. But still though, man, they could have just replaced the actor, man. Come on. This is some old bullshit, man. And he was paired up with Raven. They had a man paired up with Raven. This is some bullshit. Who else? What else? Yo, and I'm glad my boy John Boyega, man, he finally decided to speak up on the Star Wars movie, and he was right, man. They did his character wrong, man. They did his character dirty. They fucked him over. I knew it the first time I saw the movie, man. This was some bullshit. This wasn't really a win. They had this dude named like a slave. Look, it is what it is. He didn't really have a name anyways, but they wasn't doing anything with his character. They had him running everywhere for this white girl, and he didn't even get no play or any type of romance with her. He got friends on by her. And then they did a bait and switch. I thought he was supposed to be the Jedi. It turns out Rey was the Jedi. And he's just a little comic relief with no substance to his character, man. They didn't really even develop his character yet. They gave him a little development, but that's it. He hasn't even reached his full potential as a character. They could have made him a Jedi, man. They could have. Even if they want to keep Rey as like the main character, they still could have had him be a Jedi and made him relevant to the story almost as much as Rey. Even if you wanted to make Rey, even if they wanted to make Rey still more powerful, at least he would be comforting enough to make a big impact in the story. He got no romantic interest in the movie, man. And people try to bring up Rose. Like, Rose, the whole purpose of Rose was to keep her away was to keep Finn away from Rey. Or just to give people a bone. They didn't really even do anything with her character. And then on the last movie, it was like she never existed. Finn was trash. And this is what I'm talking about. It's like Hollywood has a problem with heterosexual brothers, man. And I'm just going to end the video right here. But a matter of fact, before I end this video, let me come back with a PS for that ass. A PS. I got more examples like Falcon. It seemed like he was just a sidekick in those Captain America movies. Winter Soldier. It seemed like he was just a sidekick. And I heard that Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're supposed to get a series together. And I hope they do Falcon justice / Captain America. Because in the comics, he's Captain America now. But in the comics, he's supposed to be in a relationship with the female Thor. So I'm wondering, is Hollywood, is they gonna go that route? Even with War Machine, it's like he was just there just to be an extra. He didn't really get developed in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He didn't really have that much importance in his movies. It was like he was just there just to be an extra, to help out Tony Stark, and that's it. And in the comments, I heard that he's supposed to be in a relationship with Captain Marvel. So he's giving Captain Marvel that Black Raw. And right now, I definitely dig Stargirl. I think the show is pretty good. And a lot of that because DC was the one doing most of the work They handle most of it. It was just produced on the CW channel. That's probably why it's so good. Because Grant Valenti doesn't have his freaking biased hands on it. They're gonna introduce Jakeem Thunder on season 2. And I heard he's supposed to be in a relationship with Carter. They're gonna go that route. That IR route. Hopefully they develop this guy's character, make him look legit, badass, useful, and 3-dimensional instead of just 1-dimensional. Because that's one of my biggest gripes that I have with Hollywood when it comes to heterosexual black males, is that they don't develop these characters. They emasculate and make them comic relief, some magical Negro / butler. They butlerify these black male characters like they did John Diggle on Arrow. He's a freaking butler. He's basically Oliver Queen's butler. They asexualize them and marginalize these characters. And it's not diversity. You can't just say these are black characters is diversity. No, it's not enough just to be there. That's that whole, you should be grateful that you're here, because most people would do anything to be here, and I call BS. That is absurd. I don't care. It's not enough just to be here. If there's no substance, it doesn't matter. But this is all I got to say. I'm out. Screw Hollywood.